Hi Vault Dwellers, welcome to a brand new episode of Maverick Based Designs, and in this episode I'm bringing you the Cobalt Vault. Now I'll just take you around the base to show you some of the shooting opportunities that this base presents. And we have a slot matriculation here that allows us to look into the airlock, to cover the airlock, and also down the length of the base. Now when it came to the stability on this shooting floor, I had some real issues, so I had to come up with a new type of peak that didn't rely heavily on stability, and I came up with these stair peaks. A raider cannot place a TC down here because of overlapping building privilege, but as the base owner that also means you cannot place a TC down as well. So what we're going to do here is going to remove this ladder hatch, and we're going to disconnect that frame, reducing the size of the building privilege on this base, which will then allow us to put a TC down, and then we can patch this back up again afterwards. What I'm doing here is setting the height for the stability bunker in the larger of the two bases, and once you set that, you twig back 4 squares, and then the 5th square you raise up, and whatever height that is going to be the height of your second smaller base. Now we're just going to do the same thing on this side, but a mirror image to the other side. This space here is a great place for bedrooms because it has direct access to the shooting floor and down to the main base. From underneath that doorway, we're now going to twig out 10 square foundations. Now we're going to get rid of all of those foundations except for the 10th one that we laid. We'll keep that in place. Then from that 10th foundation, we're going to twig back with triangle foundations all the way back to the base. Now we'll just get this small bit of the base built here, just to put the TC in and keep it safe. When you upgrade these triangles here to metal, make sure you rotate them so the hard side is facing out of the base. Make sure you keep the gap between the bases in the same spot here all the way up through the build. And this is why we set those twig foundations out at the right height at the early stage of the build. This way we know that when we come to put these stability bunkers in, we have the space for it. This is something new. Roofs now have a socket on the bottom that can hold a tile in place. Now we're also going to use a ladder hatch in the floor of the airlock here, and the reason for that is that ladder hatches are really weak, and when that door gets blown out, that ladder hatch will disappear as well. It also means that if you're getting onlined, you can remove that ladder hatch ready for the raiders easily enough. That means that they come into the front door and they're just straight into the pit of despair basically, which is very difficult to cross. There's no twigging over points anywhere. We're not going to put a roof on this airlock because we want to be able to shoot from above down into there, and this works fine to stop them from coming over the doorway, to keep them in the airlock at least momentarily. And this just shows how you would remove that ladder hatch if you were being online raided, exposing the pit of despair straight away for the raiders. Here's the upkeep for the first TC, and here's the upkeep for the second.